Love it. What does Jessica has to say?
Jessica.
All right. Didn't get my first super chat, so wanted to throw another one.
Oh.
Have a wonderful day. Sorry, Jessica. I'm sorry that we missed
Hi,
you.
Jessica.
Thank you for having. Yeah, we got you on this one. That's really good. Let Roses Burn comes back. Don't worry, Brian. I'll visit Pepper every month when she comes down to Florida with Savannah.
Yes.
Did you see Noah's paintings? I did see it.
I think they're in the corner right there.
Yeah, I watched. Yeah, they're on the floor.
I got a couple beautiful.
That's really good. Mr. Simpleman came back and said, "What is the best experience that Savannah has had with the saltwater crocodile, and what makes Mike's favorite experience, or what's Mike's favorite experience with salties?" And I know you have a salty you love.
I do. I love Dundee, but I will. I love Dundee. It was very touch and go. Like Mike kind of taught me how to work with Dundee because I didn't know how to work with saltwater crocodile, and Mike was a master at teaching that. And now it is I can hand feed Dundee, which I never thought would happen, and I'm sure you never thought that would happen either.
No, I thought it was going to happen. I just didn't know how long the comfort level was going to take.
Yeah, it was. Like the first few times I tried, I was like, nope, and I just ran out.
But yeah, the first, it was a funny story. She was bound and determined she's going to, have Dundee stand up and she was going to hand feed him. And we're like, okay, let's do this. And we started off with tongs so she can stay extended. And she goes in there and Dundee started to stand up just about 5 feet away from her. And he gave her a look, which was a funny look. And then he kind of like flinched at her and she just dropped and gone. She just left.
Well, because Dundee's been fed by Mike for 17 years.
Yeah.
Right.
No one else has ever fed him.
Yeah.
And so then, like, he tried to call my bluff because he's smart, right?
Yeah.
So instead of doing what he does for Mike, he was like, oh, here's an opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Opportunistic predator.
Yeah.
And he was like, let me see what Savannah's going to do. Flinch.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoop. And I ran out. And then I came back in and I tried again and he did the same thing. And I swear he crunched his face up like,
Well, he jumped on the second one. Like she needed to move on the second one.
Yeah. It's amazing how smart they are, though, right? For him to actually recognize that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm going to see if I can, be the dominant here. If I get her to be afraid.
And he won for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, this was years in the making of me finally being able to do it. Like, what, within the past 2 months, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? It's been.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they pay attention, they learn, and they'll take the opportunities. They'll creep up on you when you're not looking. If you turn your back, they'll take that opportunity.
Yeah, it's strange that
And you don't even have to turn your head sometimes. If you just turn your eyes, if they catch your eyes looking in a different direction, on it.
Yeah,
just like we were saying earlier about comfortability, like getting too comfortable. It's strange that they never get comfortable. The gators or the crocodiles, they'll never get comfortable.
Oh, they're,
right?
oh
Or
yeah. I
do
mean,
they?
they're just.
I mean, they can, but they always revert back to instinct, and
Right.
I mean, they're instinctual animals.
Right.
You can condition them, but you can never trust them.
Yeah. Have you guys? I mean, this may be a little bit of a touchy topic, but I'm just curious because you guys are alligator people. Is Bubba the alligator?
Yes.
I mean, what do you think about that? I mean, I love Bubba, by the way.
Yeah.
And by the way, he's in Florida now, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's down in Florida at some park now because Jim Nessie moved down there. But that always scared me. Now listen, we handled RJ today. We handled Salt. But I wouldn't let a little girl ever, 4 years old, touch RJ's face. You know what I mean?
Right.
And Bubba, and I'm not, again, not trying to say Jim is bad about it, but it freaks me out. I mean, this is a 10-foot plus alligator that, little girls kiss on the face.
Yeah.
Now in Florida, they won't be able to do that.
Right. There's protected contact rules in Florida. But I always revert back to you can probably do something like that 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times, but it only takes one time. For it to go wrong. And is that going to be the next time, or is it going to be that millionth?
Yeah, and that's what I always think is one time he decides I'm going to just take this person's head off. You know what I mean? It's like that would be a really horrible thing. Like I said, we do a lot of handling here, with the public, but we understand we just one bad thing and we just ruined everything we just
it
made,
doesn't even have to be an aggressive move. It can just be turning its head. And
because you can get smacked by the bone of an alligator. And so, but it's just, I was just curious. But it is down in Florida now.
And we film our vlogs usually on Sundays, right? So we're very aware of when the animals, or we try to be as much as we can, sometimes the animals don't want to work with us.
Right.
Right?
Correct.
Sometimes they are not interested in it. And when they don't want to, we leave them alone.
Yeah.
And we think of something else to do.
Sure.
But predicting that day that they're not in the best mood is very difficult. Like we'll walk around the park and be like, well, let's see what everybody's doing today.
Right.
And then we'll kind of formulate things based on that.
Yeah. And I do the same thing. Like you
totally.
said, sometimes we'll come in and be like, oh, this is going to be the hit for the day.
Totally.
And then it just poops out because the animal has no interest to being involved,
Yep.
you know, so.
You got to be able to improvise.
Yeah. Well, it's nice that you guys have enough stuff. As a matter of fact, I still, you know, I'm surprised every time I come, there's something I didn't even know you guys had. You know, like the other day, last time we did the capybaras and stuff like that. Is that what they are?
Yeah, we got some.
Yeah, I didn't even know you guys had those. You know what I mean? I probably been to Gatorland 5 times before I knew you had big Galapagos island tortoise and Eldabras.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah,
you guys
last-
have a lot of different things to work
The
with.
last time I went, the cat.
Oh, yeah,
that
the
we were
serval.
throwing
Oh,
the tennis
yeah,
ball.
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know they had that either.
Yeah, I
And then
just
we
saw
were-
you guys did another video on that the other day. It was
I love
that's
that.
awesome.
Yeah, the serval.
We
So
did.
cool.
And they've been doing some amazing stuff with our Florida Panthers
Yeah,
too.
they have.
Yeah.
That's been
So
really cool.
they've been doing I don't
Cold
know,
laser.
cold laser therapy with
Yeah.
them
Oh,
because they have
because they're old.
arthritis.
Yeah, 'cause they're old, yeah.
They're old. They're senior citizens, and so you know they've been doing this cold laser therapy, and also they've been doing step ups to help them like exercise
Oh,
those
okay.
joints and stuff like that. So we've been able to get Danielle from our animal care department to go in, and she can now massage those areas.
Yeah, I saw a picture inside with, I guess it would be
Yeah.
her inside, and I was like, holy cow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
They're really cool. We got Melissa, who's always
Hey,
a huge
Melissa.
supporter. Billy wants to say hi to Bella. She loves you, Noah.
Ooh.
What was
I think
that?
she
Did I
said she
misread that?
loves
Say
me.
hi
Thank
to,
you,
to
Melissa.
Bella. I don't know what that was. I missed it.
Billy wants to say hi.
to Bella.
He loves Bella and me.
Oh, okay. Oh, he
Just-
loves Bella
just
and
me.
you. Okay.
Yeah.
V-Dog, what's the
Thank
best
you.
part of working with alligators?
I mean, I learn from them every day.
Yeah.
Like I can honestly just sit and watch them for hours, and I do. Like I watch what they're doing.
Yeah.
I watch what their body posture is, where they're going. Like all like I just love like one day I was walking through the breeding marsh and I saw alligators, at least 10, playing with one stick.
Wow.
So it was just a stick, looked like any normal stick.
And
I
they were all
don't know
kind-
what was different about the stick, but they would bite it, not break it,
Yeah.
put it in their mouth, play with it a little while, pass it off to another one. That one would
That
pick
is
it up, play with
crazy.
it for and 4 straight minutes. I filmed and then I just stopped filming because it went on forever
Yeah.
and ever and ever. And I don't know why they were playing with that stick. I don't know what
that
was
right?
different about that
Yeah.
stick. But things like that I catch, just kind of out of the
Well,
blue.
that's exactly it. I mean, you think about those types of stories like that are happening in the wild all the time, and we all, the general population thinks of alligators as just these simple pea brain, not thinking. And here we have some. I mean, what would a scientist say about that? You know what I
They're
mean? Like,
playing a
what are they
sport.
doing?
Like,
yeah,
they're
like, yeah,
passing a
are they
ball
just
or-
trying to entertain each other? Are they trying to practice for something? That's crazy.
Enrichment,
These are
boredom.
big alligators.
Yeah, it's so crazy. So, Creme de la Clutch, as a matter of fact, Jay, the edutainer is wearing your shirt today, says, let me see, my mama says, gators are ornery because they have them teeth with no toothbrush. Berm Donor Python says, thank you for the information on feeding. Savannah, I heard you talk on the podcast about studying crocodilians and their way of communication through noises underwater. Any new information on that?
I think what he is referring to is I think they're doing some scientific studies in Australia about the sounds that saltwater crocodiles make and trying to get, everyone wants to understand what they're saying, I guess.
Right.
So a lot of it's so low frequency we can't hear it. So they've mic'd a couple different
Infrafrequency,
ponds and they've been able to identify, okay, this sound comes from a fish. This sound comes from a turtle in the pond. This sound comes from a frog in the pond, whatever. And then, but the sounds of the saltwater crocodiles underwater are kind of the same beat or sound waves as a drum corps, right? And what they're noticing is when the big salty starts his sounds underwater,
Okay.
the other salties react to that. So
Wow.
they don't know if the reaction is, hey, look out, so and so's coming, or if it's, hey, what's up, so and so's here.
Right,
like
you don't know
what
level
it's on.
interpreting that.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
But
it's
you
still-
know that they are communicating.
There's
Oh,
some
100%.
sort of communication, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah,
That is.
100%.
Yeah, that's crazy. So Lisa came back, said, Savannah, it's all because of you that Jay and Brian were able to make the faithful day become destiny for Jay.
Hey.
Yes, it's because that is true too. And I'm very blessed and very thankful for
What
that
was your
day.
old motto? Making dreams come true? Or was that my motto?
I think it might be your mom.
Okay.
I
But
don't know.
either way, we made Jay's dreams come true. So.
Yeah, Jay is so blessed to be able to be with me every day. No one in the world could be more blessed than Jay. No, I love Jay, man. Trust me. Without him, I'd be screwed. So I appreciate him so much. Mr. Simpleman back and said, "Have you ever seen new nano chameleon that they found in Madagascar?" I haven't seen the new nano chameleon.
It's
they find
teeny, teeny,
it's
teeny.
got to be
You have
small.
seen
It's
it?
got to be small.
I
if
saw
it's
a
a nano.
picture of it online.
Oh my gosh!
Oh.
Look at this!
My,
Wow.
that's smaller than those geckos we have upstairs.
Yeah, the little morning geckos.
that real?
Yeah. It is
No,
real.
It does
real.
look real.
I believe.
Oof.
Look at how dirty that thumbnail is. That's real.
That's a dirty thumbnail
You
right
better
there.
be careful. Lamasil don't get that thing.
Yeah, right. That'd be a good commercial. Ohio guy went back to Gatorland back in the '90s. Fun time. And quote of the day: "My hand slipped."
Somebody must have got bit that day in
Oh,
one of the shows.
No,
is my hand.
No.
I think he means with RJ. My hand.
Oh,
slipped.
I see what you're saying.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what-
yeah.
okay.
Everyone knows that. Yeah, I've been told that many times.
Yeah. Slippery down there.
Scottish Rob says, pissed couldn't get to Gatorland in 2020. Hopefully will soon. Bri, if I plan on calling tomorrow about sending that blackhead, Savannah, love what you guys do. Is the Nile Cuban out on to be viewed yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
You
Not
gonna
yet.
do that eventually, maybe, or you
I
don't
think
know?
so. I mean,
It's a cool animal.
it's an interesting
beautiful.
story
It's
about it's an interesting that happened, whether it was accidental or not. I don't know. We'll have it on display at some point.
Yeah, we did miss the what's Mike's favorite story about the salty,
Oh,
because you work with salties
Yeah.
for, like you said, for
Yeah.
decades now.
probably. This sounds weird, but probably my favorite encounter with a salty is probably my scariest encounter with a salty, and that is the day that I became complacent in Morton, our 13, 14-foot saltwater crocodile enclosure, and I was watching another person doing a feeding on the other side, not really paying attention to what I should have been paying attention to, and Morton burst out of the water, and he actually went in between my legs.
Oh
and,
my gosh!
Luckily, I was tall enough to where he didn't,
Yeah, brush your leg.
yeah,
and
get
just
in,
grab-
yeah. And I was able to use a broomstick and put it in his mouth and let him bite on that, and he slid back into the water.
And then, did you clean your pants after?
Oh man, that was I was shaking for a while. I went home
Yeah.
after that show,
That's
but
scary, man.
but that always resonated with me, and
Yeah.
I carry that to this day. So
Well, I think that's the thing. Like, I work with a lot of really cool and interesting animals, but there's really nothing here that could like rip my arm off. You know what I mean? Like, you guys do work
RJ.
with.
RJ can
Well, I
do
guess
that.
RJ, yeah, a little bit. But I mean, you guys work with. I mean, there's Salties and Niles and Cubans. I mean, that's a different level. You guys are. I mean, you really are on the edge. You know what I mean? Like, I love what you guys do, but certainly it's one bad mistake, like you said, just being complacent. You for 20 years you've been in that cage, in that cage, and then that one time,
That's all it takes.
and bam.
And you're dead. See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I want a saltwater crocodile that I can raise up, like you raised up RJ and
Yeah.
salt and pepper, and then so that I can work with it.
Yeah,
But we don't have small saltwater crocodiles right now.
yeah,
And the margin of error, if I make an error with Dundee, is
Yeah.
death.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
goodbye.
I mean,
yeah.
so is it worth it to,
Yeah.
to even try in that way? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I think you do need a baby process, for sure. Yeah. Start with that and get going, desensitize from there. Sherry Tapp always comes in and says, who is the largest alligator you have at Gatorland?
Well, that's
what
the
ages
debate.
do you move the baby alligators up in separate levels? Best to all of you.
Thank you, Sherry.
So, do you guys have like a kindergarten? Like how does that go? Like,
Well, yeah, we have a hatchling area where we incubate and then hatch out, and then we keep them inside enclosures up till with a roof and sides, because
Yeah,
the
that
birds
one
will carry
thing-
them up till they're about 3 feet. So that
yeah.
takes about a year and a half. Then we start graduating them out into grow out pools.
Yeah.
And we always have to keep them separated according to size because, as you know,
Yeah.
alligators are cannibalistic. So if we put a 3-footer in with a 10-footer, they're
it's
trying
gonna
to eat
get
it.
Yeah, you know, fresh meal. And what's your biggest gator?
That's a debate, right?
I'm Team Buddy.
Yeah, there's
Team Buddy,
there's some big dogs out there. There's Buddy is out in the Brady Marsh and he's pushing 14 feet. We have one that we named Chester, which you guys,
Chester,
yeah,
yep, the dog eater.
He's up there.
But then we got One-Eyed Kyle, and I think One-Eyed Kyle might be bigger than both of them.
He might be.
Wow.
We're gonna have to get the tape measure out, I think.
One-Eyed
Who's
Kyle-
measuring that?
We
We tried.
We try measuring all the time,
It's
and
hard.
it just doesn't work.
You know what you guys should try?
Yeah,
You know,
I'm thinking like
those-
what do you do?
The semi-truck scales, right? Antagonize them with some food, bring them out into the scale like they use for
Oh,
big
okay.
trucks,
Yeah.
and see how much they weigh.
Oh yeah. How much do you think a big gator like that weighs?
Well, we did Chester just like that. We had
Okay.
to transport Chester, and we used SeaWorld because they were right up the road. We used their scale, and we weighed the truck without Chester in
Right.
it, and then we weighed it with it, and he was just at 1,000 pounds.
Whoa.
That's crazy,
That's
right?
shocking.
980
Wow.
pounds.
It's about what
1,000.
mom benches.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Lori, don't shortchange her now. Come on.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, not bad. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
That is a lot. That's
I didn't realize they got 1,000 pounds. My
Yeah.
gosh. What's a
yeah.
big salty? What did they like a giant?
Dude, that salty Matt Wright has tripod. That thing's got away well over 1,000 pounds. I mean, it's probably pushing 2.
Yeah, I was about to say there are accounts of some of them pushing 2,000 pounds.
Wow. I mean, that's a true dinosaur.
And that thing's eyeball was that big.
What?
Like that. So it was a big crocodile, but
Yeah.
I see big crocodiles. But seeing an eyeball that big looking at
Yeah.
you is a whole different level of terror.
Yeah.
It blew my mind. Like all I could do was stare for like the longest time.
Yeah, just stare at the eye.
and they
like,
were
oh my
like,
gosh.
people were talking to me, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Hang on one second.
I know that there's in Toledo they have that. You know, Toledo Zoo, they have like a supposedly largest process in the country. Did you know that? Or no? Yeah, I think it's like 19 foot 2 inches or something like
What?
that. It's supposed to. It's right down here, 1 hour away from here. You know, it's.
Oh, we should have gone there too.
I know we could have. I know the keeper's there too.
Next time.
Yeah, next time you have to go it up. But
I wanna see that
I know they spent like $100,000 to get it here. You know, and it's supposedly the largest crocodile.
Wow.
you know,
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's right here in Toledo. So, do you want to, Jay? Can you do me a favor? Punch that up. The saltwater crocodile Toledo Zoo. I just want to see if there's information about that saltwater crocodile Toledo Zoo.
But I will tell you, when I went to Australia last year, right before the lockdown,
Wow.
So
I saw some of the biggest crocodiles that I've ever seen in my life, and all
Really?
of them want to eat you.
yeah. Oh man, when I went down the, I just want to see what this is. Massive crocodile finds hold at Toledo Zoo. Does it say how big it is in this article? Let's go down just a little bit. 17 foot, 1,500 pounds.
That's big.
Man, that's
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
15.
Now there's your dinosaur.
Yeah, that's
That
it.
gone.
But yeah, so did you go down the Adelaide at all river in
I did
Darwin?
not.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
No.
It's cool. I mean, it's it's a little touristy because they call it the jumping croc, whatever. They so they're again they see a boat and they're like food, just
Right.
like you with the bicycle, right? They're like feed time. But it is really cool to see those crocodiles
But
in
those
the wild.
crocodiles are different than our crocodiles. Like they're just, I mean, they're just so on it, and they're so calculated, and they're so like I remember sitting and I was waiting, because I went to Crocodiles Park in Darwin, and we were waiting to go out and feed the crocs, and we had done it every single day, and
Yep.
I had been watching this one crocodile they call Snappy, and I'd been watching her every day, and she wasn't the biggest and she wasn't the highest jumper, but something about her made my heart like hurt every time she was around, and I was trying to figure out what it was, but I was sitting there and I was sitting by myself because they had run up to get something, and of course I wasn't within them, right?
right.
But I was on my phone, and all of a sudden, like, this feeling came over me, which is a natural human instinct.
Yeah.
Like your body starts to get hot all of a sudden. Like, you feel something watching you, right?
Right.
And I turned around, and this crocodile, Snappy, had come all the way around, and she had snuck up through the bushes
Oh my
without
gosh.
me hearing it
Oh
at
my
all.
gosh.
And when I turned around, she was right there.
Oh my
at
gosh.
the fence.
Uh,
like, if the fence wouldn't have been there,
Yeah,
she would have ripped my head
you
off.
would have been, yeah. It's crazy to think how that is. Now at Crocodilians, I've never been to Crocodilians, so I drove by there. I saw the fence, but I never was able to get there. How many crocodiles do they have? Is it like a huge farm?
I'm not sure. It's not a farm. It's a park, but so Graham Webb.
But don't they have do they have a breeding farm too, or is that just Crocosaurus Cove, or is that?
No, they had a breeding farm there in the back.
Right. That's what. Yeah.
Well, they had a breeding
they breed
pond.
the crocodiles,
yeah,
but
breeding
then
pond.
they sell them. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know it's
Yes.
like a skin.
But a lot of the big crocs there are there from croc attacks.
Oh, okay.
So, like the Northern Territory will trap those crocodiles, and then they either go to a park, or they go to Matt Wright, or they go to a farm, like one of those places. And they don't go to a farm to be put down because they can't use the skin of a wild crocodile.
Right, yes,
So a lot of them go to Matt's. That's how he gets some of his big ones. But think about this part. They already know. Like the crocodile, some of the crocodiles that live in those places, They've
already eaten you.
They've already eaten people.
Oh
they
my
already
gosh.
know they can eat people.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're on the menu.
And you have to walk in there having that feeling.
Yeah.
right?
Oh my gosh, this crocodile has eaten people.
At least one.
At least one, if
Right.
not more. You know, that's the thing up in NT. You know, it's very common for people to get taken. You know, I mean, it's as a matter of fact, when you do go down the Adelaide, the dock there, the whole wall is just headlines of people that have been eaten by crocodiles. It's pretty incredible, you know. Same thing with Niles in Africa, you know. Same thing. We were in Josini, and the dam we were in had 400 wild Nile crocodiles.
Yo, what's up, people? Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more of this exact episode, the link will be right here where this machete's pointing. And if you want to see different clip, right underneath. And if you love the content so much that you want to subscribe, click right there. There is a subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please do enjoy the rest of your life.